Hello, in this video you will be factoring cubic expressions. We will be focusing on sum of cubes. Sum meaning we will be adding, and cubes means the exponent is a 3 or a multiple of 3. For example, x cubed, x to the 6, x to the 9, and so on. We will start by looking at the formulas. I will focus on the one at the bottom, which is the one for sum. Sum means plus, difference means minus. Let's start by analyzing the first sign. If you look at the part on the left is the problem. The part on the right is the solution. This is what we're trying to get at the end. And if you look at the problem, this is a sum. That means that it's going to have a plus. Whenever this is a plus, the sign on the first parentheses is exact same thing. Same thing for the minus. If you look at the one at the top, if this is a minus, the first one is the same. So the sign on the first parentheses is always the same regardless. Now, if we look at the second sign, the sign in the first sign in the second parentheses is always the opposite as the sign in the problem. So if this is a plus, the problem has to be a minus. Then the last one is always a plus. The last one never changes. Well, let's start with problem number 1. And in order for us to solve this, we need to make sure that the 4 steps on the orange box are true. If that's the case, we have to use the formula at the bottom with the letters A and B. All right, let's start by analyzing it. So we have to start by step 1. Highest exponent is 3 or a multiple of 3. And by the highest exponents, we're looking at the highest exponent on the variable. That's the letter. X to the third, 3 is a multiple of 3. First step is a check mark. Now both terms have to be positive. We have a positive here. If there's no sign, it's a plus. And then we have a positive there. So both of them are positive. Means a check for the second one. Step 3. Is the first term a perfect cube? In other words, is there a number that we can multiply times itself twice and get x cubed? If I choose x and I multiply times x, I multiplied x times itself twice, that gives me x cubed, meaning the first term is a perfect cube. Let's see, step 4 now, if the second term is a perfect cube. Is there a number that when I multiply it times itself twice, I get 8? 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So yes, the second one is also a perfect cube. Now we will be using the formula. Again, this is the problem, which is what we have, x cubed plus 8. So we use A and B. A, in this case, will be x. B will be 2. Just pick one of the numbers that we multiply times itself twice. And we have two parentheses, the one with the 2 terms and the one with the 3 terms. The first sign is a plus because we are having the sum of cubes. So we put a plus here. The first sign on the second parenthesis has to be the opposite of which we just put. So the opposite of plus would be minus. And as mentioned before, the last sign is always a plus. So we have put all the signs correctly. Now let's start by putting everything in the formula. If you look at the first term, it's a. In this case, we determined that a is equal to x, so I will be putting an x. The second term is a b. We said that b would be 2. We put a 2 there. We finished the first parentheses. Now, starting the second parentheses, we have a squared. A is x, x squared. Then we have a times b. A is x, 2 is b. X times 2 or 2 times x is 2x. And the last one is b squared. B is 2. 2 squared is 4.